I was sitting in a surgery, can't remember what, the dentist or the doctor, and looking through a travel magazine, and there suddenly out of the blue is a picture of a guy swinging a mace on the step of the Ganges in a red langot, red-headed mace, black hair, looking totally amazing. And it's a still photograph. So I'm looking, thinking, where is this? Okay, on the Ganges, Varanasi. I'm going there. Varanasi is full of communities, small communities. The Akhara was the center of a community. It's a temple to Hanuman. So somewhere where you go in with respect, you automatically take your shoes off when you go in there. And children, or boys, should I say, because unfortunately it is men only still, come in and they watch the older men. They watch them wrestle, they watch them swing gada, swing jori. The young pay respect to the old, and you'll see, for example, the young coming in, and if the guru is there, the guru is the name of the master of the Akhara, they will all go up to him. It's like flies to ointment. They fly up to him, touching his knees, asking for his blessing, and saying hello to the guru. I mean, it's very much part of the entry into the Akhara if the guru is present. It's an ongoing journey to try and actually discover the sources. One of the most reliable sources that I found so far is that Cyrus the Great, who was a warrior king from Persia 2,500 years ago, he had an army called the Immortals, and his concept was that he wanted his men to train with equipment that was 2 to 3 times heavier than their actual equipment. So considering that a sword is about 2 pounds or 1 kilo, 900 grams thereabouts, and the shield roughly the same because they had a sort of leather covering on them or a fabric form of covering on them and a frame behind them, he came up with the concept of the Persian meal. And if you can imagine that my hand here now is holding the shield in front of me, this is the sword hand with my thumb up, so the thumb goes down, the shield moves out of the way, I strike, and then the shield comes back again. Now that's a one-sided principle of meal swinging, so it's a military concept, and this is what they were trained at. It kind of morphed into having 2 identical clubs. Basically the meals would change. So now this is a sword hand, and now this is a sword hand. So this hand is protecting now, this is a sword, and so on. Really interesting. So I mean the concept, and that has stayed with the Persians for years. You have to also now consider that Persia and India shared a boundary years ago. And I think there would have been a lot of crossfeed of the two. Somehow in India, the Jori, which are basically very, very big clubs, a lot bigger than the Persian meals. I mean, some would argue. I mean, they do ad nauseum about which is better. I think both disciplines have to be recognised. There's no question about it, and that they've morphed into their own areas. The Jori now is a more rural type of connotation. Around here in Varanasi, this sort of story, legend, what have you, goes that the Jori represents milking a water buffalo. So you've got this pulling sort of action, and this is milking, and basically that milk provides energy. That's the idea. Whereas the mace on the other side, going into legend, has more of a phallic symbolism as far as men are concerned, because all the wrestlers here strive for celibacy and keeping the semen within the body, and the circular action of the movement of the mace, or the gada as it's called, they believe that it helps to keep all of that in the body and give them power as a wrestler. The competitions happen once a year. Nag Panchami is the Cobra festival, and the Cobra is celebrated around here. You have to remember that Varanasi is rural around here, out of the town. Although the town's quite big, or city should I say, it's rural. They're farmers, they're cattle owners, and so on, and there are snakes. Hence the Cobra festival. So consequently, they pray to the snake goddess, and on the 5th of August is the day that it's all celebrated, where the goddess is offered crystallized sugar and milk as an offering to stop people being bitten by snakes. That's the idea behind it in a nutshell. There's more to it, a little bit more to it than that. And at the same time, Akharas, I'm not quite sure of the reason, decided to take it on themselves. This is the time that we're going to go heavy with everything. The dramas of 2017 and the cancer diagnosis, I set myself a target of training every day regardless of medication, and went into the gym feeling lousy, dry retching, and picked up the mace, picked up a 7-kilogram mace. I thought, I'm just going to try swinging this, and swinging away, feeling really, really bad. And something amazing happened, because around about the 7th or 8th minute of the workout, the sickness just disappeared. It was extraordinary, and it was another light bulb moment. It was just like, holy crap, what's just happened? I couldn't understand what had happened, but I wanted it to happen from that day on, day in, day out. I just wanted it to happen again and again. The circular action, the mace going behind my back, my hands coming around to the front, bringing it to the front of the body, back of the body, front. It was just amazing. And I mean, mentally, that was such a boost. I cannot even describe it. And suddenly the mace became cancer therapy, if you like. I mean, I still actually can't really explain it, but personally, it was a sort of like a spiritual lift. It was lifting me out of that horror of feeling really, really grotty, to the point of feeling normal and wanting to train, wanting to continue, wanting to develop, and so on. I wanted to come back because the mace was the instrumental in my mental recovery from cancer and also my physical recovery. And even though I'm not as strong as I was prior to that, it doesn't really matter. The weight doesn't matter. It's the fact that you move that matters. And that's what I want to sort of keep going. So I mean, the sort of my mission now is just to perpetrate that as much as possible, and to some degree support some of the things that I'm seeing here that I don't like. And I mean, my heart cries for these Akharas that are closing down. I'm going to definitely have a look at seeing what I can chip in to keep that going, because I mean, it has a very close point in my life now.